Oh, hello everybody, it's Jmulls of Jmulls Gaming. Today, I'm here to give my first impressions of the new Bajin front, Zadnor. Now, Zadnor is essentially just a new zone from the southern Bajin front. It operates in a lot of the same ways, at least starting off. I'm only like rank 19, I think, so far. Because I was leveling up my Red Mage so I can get to level 71 so I can level Red Mage while doing Zadnor for a 2-for-1 combo there. Which I've done now. I've only done a few of the critical engagements there, but they are pretty cool. There's one that you'll see later on in this video that's like mounted a cavalry battle. You're not on horses, unfortunately, but you do fight this like whole platoon of mounted cavalry. And you're gonna have to like aim your character because you'll get knocked back and stuff. The mechanically it's pretty simple, except for like one mechanic I haven't figured out yet. But it looks pretty cool. There's also one that force marches you and applies doom. So what you gotta do is you have to aim the force march into a cleanse. But I'm an idiot and I just keep zoning out right before that mechanic happens, so I just whiff it every time. Like, because outside of that one mechanic, the fight itself is pretty simplistic. So I just keep tunnel visioning DPS, and then it'll be like, okay, here's a force march and doom, and you have like half a second to react when I realize that it's been applied. So I always just whiff it and die immediately. You're going to see that in this video. The zones themselves, though, are, in my opinion, pretty good. I like the look of them. I've only been on, I believe it's called the Southern Plateau and the Western Plateau, and just, even the lighting, in my opinion, is better. Being in a war zone in the southern Bajin front was pretty cool, but at the same time, when you see that same color palette over and over and over again at nauseum, because you're in the southern front for so long, it gets kind of boring and stale after a while. But with Zadnor, I think you have some nice variety because you have some more color included in it. So while the southern plateau is kind of straightforward, how it's just essentially just a flat area, you do have some nice visuals going on in the skybox. With the sun, you have a bunch of like battleships in the air, you have floating rocks, which are pretty cool, and then you get to the western plateau, and in my opinion that looks really cool because it's more grassy, has some trees in it, has some nice wildlife. I think the western plateau is pretty cool. I haven't been to the northern plateau yet, so I'm holding out for that one. And then you also have some new lost actions. You have the ones that were shown in the patch notes, where if you haven't seen them, there's some pretty cool ones in the patch notes. I'm assuming they're leaving a lot of the cooler lost actions for later resistance ranks, which is cool. But I've gotten Lodestone, which is pretty cool. It teleports you to the starting point of the area that you're in. And you also have Light Curtain, which reflects most magic attacks. So I'm assuming you can do some pretty cool cheese with that. I'm really looking forward to trying to find opportune times to use that. At the same time, I haven't gotten the ones from the patch notes, but I did see one of the ones there that's like this dash ability. That's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to getting to that one. The fates themselves, we should go over this. The skirmishes, as they're called. They are pretty straightforward. I've run into 3 types, though. A gathering one, which is you kill mobs to get a resource, or you just pick up the resource off the ground, and then you turn it in. Again, Bob's your uncle of that one. Kill a bunch of mobs, and then a boss one. Again, pretty straightforward. None of them are particularly that interesting in my opinion, but again, neither really were the ones from Southern Bajin front, so it's kind of just more the same in that regard. It's just something to do to increase your metal while being out in the open world, while waiting for critical engagements to pop. Yeah, sometimes critical engagements will pop really quickly. Like, you get one after the other, after the other, after the other. Like, I got really lucky for this video. While I was recording the B-roll for the first half of this video, I didn't really get many critical engagements. Granted, I was still locked to the Southern Plateau, but at the same time, later on, once you get access to the Western Plateau, you really start getting the one after the other. Which is pretty nice. Leveling up is pretty quick. You only have to do a few critical engagements every time. Maybe a few skirmishes as well to get to that next rank. So ranking up your resistance rank is pretty easy. And the story so far has been pretty alright. Again, it's more the same, so if you like the Bajin story and the Save the Queen story, you're going to probably like this as well. I haven't gotten too far into it as well, but it's already starting to ask you to make choices as a player that should have some story ramifications later on. I don't know how extensive they'll be, but it's quite nice to see them. And you having a choice based upon the events that have happened in the story thus far. You can make a choice based on that, so that's pretty cool. I'm hoping they can kind of continue that trend, because Square Enix seems to be relying on having the player make story-based decisions more and more. Like, there was that one for the Your Duck Apocalypse story where you could pick between one of the two dwarfs to decide with. And now in this one, you also have another choice. They even tell you, like, before you make the choice, that you're going to have a main story decision, and it will have ramifications, but it won't have a ramification on any of your power gains or anything like that. I haven't gotten to them yet, but there's also some pretty cool mechanics that should come later on. I believe that there will be a mechanic that just increases your power permanently in the Save the Queen areas, which will be really cool, especially when Endwalker comes out and you want to level up Sage or Reaper. So you can just up your damage permanently in there, go in and just rinse things. That would be pretty cool. It seems like they are starting to just add on more mechanics to try and give Zadnor and the Southern Front some more staying power, which makes sense because we have a 6-month wait before Endwalker shows up, so that makes sense. Yeah, so far it's more of the same. So if you've done the Southern Bargeon Front and you like the Southern Bargeon Front, you're probably going to like this as well. I haven't seen Diodara, which is the Castle Mlecus Latoy analog for Zadnor. I haven't seen that yet because I haven't gotten to it yet, but I have heard that it's really cool, and it has this really cool mechanic that just ramps up your damage and your health to these ludicrous levels. So that'll be pretty cool when I get there. So yeah, I am cautiously optimistic about Zadnor. I enjoyed the Southern Bargeon Front back when it first released, and I'm enjoying Zadnor as it is now. I think Zadnor aesthetically is more pleasing to my eye. It could be different for you, depending upon what your personal preferences are. But to me, it's more aesthetically pleasing, so I like looking at it more. And since we'll be in these zones for quite a long time now, that's an important thing for me. The music is freaking chef's kiss. They outdid themselves this time again. I really enjoy the music. I really enjoy the battle themes in this. Some of the critical engagements are really cool. I'm really interested to see what the other ones are. I haven't done all of them yet. Like I said, I still have to get to the northern plateau as well. And yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to doing this. And I hope it's fun because again, like I said earlier, we have 6 months to learn Walker. But anyway, yeah, I enjoyed it. I might just leave some B-roll in the background, so if you want to see just some footage of some of the critical engagements, you can watch me playing them. I didn't commentate over them. But yeah, so thank you all for tuning in. My pleasure for making the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe if you like the video and you want to see more content. I know I would appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody.